Yeah, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Azeem, and quick, come close, y'all. I gotta let y'all know a little secret. I'm kind of a Sonic fan. But like, not one of those weird ones though. Like, I'm super low-key and chill about it. And I saw these bouncing on my screen in 480p, and that fundamentally changed my brain chemistry. Knuckles, if you don't give me that Master Emerald right now, I will end the Echidna bloodline. Where's the fraud? Where is it? But nah, real talk, I love Sonic the Hedgehog. Bro, that practically raised me. Like that. If I had to list the top 3 most influential people in my life, number 1 would be my parents, number 2 would be my grandma, and number 3 would be Sonic the Hedgehog. Bro, I put that as a reference for my job applications, which honestly, looking back, is probably why I'm unemployed right now. But I digress. I love Sonic, dog. I love the games. I love the movies. I love the comics. Dog, I even the weird 2004 Sonic Heroes McDonald's collab.
और चलकर हैप्पी मील खाए और मैकडॉनल्ड से सेगा गेम्स लाए Tail Soccer Sonic Skateboard Rogue and Emmy Tennis.
But out of everything, what I love most about Sonic is the community. Animations, cosplays, fan games, and video essays. I get so geeked seeing what this community can cook up with all the characters. And because of how diverse and layered the cast is, and all the different iterations we see in them throughout multiple plot lines, there's really no wrong way to interpret these characters. Except for this guy. This guy did it wrong. On March 11, 2025, I was tagged in a video created by Man of the Hour, Eric Realm on TikTok. Link to the video below. This video was titled, Ranking Sonic Characters by Their Reaction to Their Daughters Bringing Home a Black Boyfriend. And oh boy, did this man miss. Now let me clarify. I am not hating on Eric Realm at all. I personally haven't seen many of his videos. However, I do with people who with him. So by the transitive property, which I learned from geometry, I also with Eric Realm. But that doesn't excuse the abysmal takes this dude had. Like, I'll put his final rankings on screen, but for example, off the dome, he was saying that Sonic the Hedgehog wouldn't rock with them bringing home a black boyfriend. Sonic the Hedgehog! Like, dog, what are we doing? His takes were so discordant from my own that I felt compelled, nay, I felt galvanized, look that up, to make my own version of this tier list. I remember, I told myself, this'll be fun. I'll create a quick 1 minute little TikTok about how these characters would truly react to you bringing home a black boyfriend, and I'll upload a TikTok. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. But of course, because I am a jobless psychopath who is damn near sycophantic with his obsession with Sonic, 1 minute turned to 2, which turned to 5, and eventually I was left with this hour-long monstrosity that you see before you today. And because I am a fervent believer of the sunk cost fallacy, I am now making this video your problem, and I'm unleashing it onto the world, whether you like it or not. So yeah, sit down, strap in, and pray to your God as I present you a 1-hour tutorial on how to scare the hoes. Alright, now before we get started, just some quick housekeeping, right? I got a bunch of Sonic characters here, mostly from the mainline games, side games, but also got a couple show characters spliced in between there, right? Notably, there is a distinct lack of comic characters, specifically IDW comic characters, and the reason why I put them in, I'm not caught up yet. I know, I'm bad, I'm awful, I'm a terrible person, they're gonna kill me with hammers in a town square tomorrow, but I'm not caught up yet, right? I just finished the Metal Virus arc. I got to the point where they met the the Pinocchio motherfucker, right? I forgot her name. But I'm not caught up yet, right? So I don't feel like I'm an authority to speak on characters like Surge, Tangle, and Whisper, and I don't want to do them a disservice. However, when I get caught up, and y'all fucking with this shit, let me know, and we can run it back, because I love yapping, I love doing dumb little shit with Sonic like this, so let me know, right? Anyways, like I said earlier, we are gonna be ranking Sonic characters and their reaction to you bringing home a black partner. As y'all can see, I got a plethora of tiers for all ranking pleasures. Starting off with someone being chill as fuck, they rock with the black person, all the way down to them running to the store, grabbing a shotgun so they can get that goddamn black off of their property. This ranking was based off of the character's personality, lore, and most importantly, my individual headcanon, which as we all know, is objective fact. But now, real talk though, like I said, it's all just headcanon, right? I'm just doing this for gits and shiggles. It's not that serious. So if I place your favorite character in a tier that you think is incorrect, first, you should know that you're wrong, stupid, dumb, and I hate you. But second of all, I want to hear your opinion, right? I want to hear your own personal ranking because I love this shit. I love Sonic so much. I would not be doing this if I hated Sonic, right? I love Sonic. I love talking about it, and I love hearing other people's Sonic opinions. So if you got something different, let me know in the comments, right? Let me hear it. All right, but without any further ado, let's get to ranking, y'all. Starting off, we got Sonic the Hedgehog, the blue blur himself. Come on, y'all. Sonic is a free spirit. He fights against oppression, and his number one thing is making sure people can live how they live and make their own choices. Why would he be anything else but chill as fuck? Like, disregard the fact that Sonic is a biracial man who has faced against racial prejudice before in the past. He always gives people the choice to live how they want to live. So of course, he's gonna let you date whoever you want, right? Like, he even let Metal Sonic, right? His number one up, go out and be free after they de-weaponize him to go make his own choices, right? So what makes you think that he would not be chill with a black partner? Come on, Sonic is chill as hell. Now Tails is Mark, okay? And what I mean by that is that I'm rocking with Mark because Mark is rocking with us. Tails, he may be a little German white boy, right? He may be a ginger-headed kid, but he was raised by two black men, okay? And those two black men instill the same thing. Sonic is his big brother. That's his OG. Why would Tails feel anything differently, right? If Tails was your father and you brought home a black partner, Tails would be so dope with that. This motherfucker knows the culture. He knows the shit. Tails is not gonna be no weird white dad. He's also chill as fuck. Come on. This is a duo package. You cannot separate them. This is a nigga. This is 100% a nigga. Go argue with your mama about it, right? But not only is Knuckles a nigga, he is a nigga that knows his culture. Knuckles understands solidarity. Knuckles knows what's up, and he's not gonna be mad at you for bringing a black partner. He's gonna be chill with it. Just as long as your partner is not trying to steal the Master Emerald. Now, speaking of stealing the Master Emerald, we got Dr. Ivo Robot. Now, despite being the primary antagonist, Eggman is surprisingly progressive. He's incredibly intelligent with his 300 IQ. He invests back into the community with projects like Eggman Land and fucking Meteor Tech, right? And most importantly, he's a feminist. No, real shit, Eggman's actually a feminist. In the official English translation of the Sonic Heroes Manual, it says right there that Eggman is a feminist, okay? Eggman is not on his discrimination type shit. Honestly, besides the whole wanting to conquer the world, unleashing a deadly zombie virus, and harnessing several eldritch gods for his own personal gain, Eggman is a pretty cool guy. Like, he's a pretty progressive guy. So I don't think he'd be like, you know, anywhere near the hatred scale. Now, with that being said, Eggman is also a megalomaniac who is constantly obsessed with how people view him, right? Which is why I think he'd be a little too into it. I'm imagining a scenario, right, where Sage brings home a black boyfriend, right? Sage brings home Bowser Jr., and I think that Eggman would definitely use that as an opportunity to gloat about how he didn't raise a racist daughter. Of course, I have a 300 IQ. How can I raise a racist daughter? You know, like on some shit like that, right? But despite that, though, I think Eggman overall would be pretty cool to have as like a stepdad, right? If you brought home a black partner, because even though he is a megalomaniac, even though he is evil, he does care about the happiness of his children, right? You see how he treats Metal, you see how he treats Sage, he wants his kids to be happy. So while he would be a little too into it, I don't think he'd be that bad overall. I've said it before in my TikToks, but Amy is the apotheosis of all white women. She is what white women should strive to be. She's a revolutionary, an active force in the community, and overall a kind-hearted soul. However, she is also a white woman, and I think that would bleed into how she perceives you bringing home a black partner. I feel like with Amy, she would be a little bit too woke, right? She'd be the friend that's too woke. She would apologize too much for her whiteness, or she'll make like a big ass like hubbubaloo whenever she flumps up, right? Like unlike Tails, who just keeps it pushing when he fucks up, Amy would stop and make it a whole ass thing, right? However, she do hang around too many people of color. She hang around too many black people. This to be a lasting problem, right? Once she gets past this, once she gets closer to your partner, I don't see there being any lasting issue. That's why I'm putting Amy in initially awkward, but no lasting friction. On personality alone, Cream easily goes into the chill as fuck, right? She's one of the most polite characters in this series. She calls everybody Mr. and Mrs. She's so kind. She just wants to help people out and let people live their best life. And then combine that with the fact that she is a light-skinned biracial black girl raised by Vanilla, who definitely would have taught her to treat everybody right, treat everybody with respect. And there is a serious argument that when Cream becomes an adult, when she becomes like a parent, that she might be the most accepting character in this entire series of a black partner. Easy chill as fuck. Easy chill as fuck. Big the cat does not care. Big is gonna be our first ambivalent character because Big don't care about all that, bro. He's only concerned with the triple F's: fishing, Froggy, and friends. That's all Big cares about. Big is one of the few people ever who could say the phrase, "I don't see race," and have that be a 100% true statement. I don't think Big really worried about that. He's not really caring about that. Like, if you brought home your black partner, the first thing Big gonna ask is, do they fuck with fishing? If they say yes, best know that Big gonna love that partner like their own child. But if they say no, he's not hating. Big gonna be like, oh, that's okay, but I still like you because my child likes you. Like, Big's not gonna hate. Big is not gonna hate at all. Alright, now I know I'm gonna get hella shade from Rouge fans, right? But just hear me out. Let me explain myself. Rouge is gonna be a little too into the fact that your partner is black, okay? Now let me talk. Now, if you would have asked me this question like a year ago, I would have gave you a completely different answer, right? However, I just played through Sonic Heroes on my Twitch stream not too long ago. By the way, I stream on Twitch. And I went through the Team Dark story. And during the Team Dark story, there's a jungle level, right? I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it up on screen, where there's a bunch of these frogs, right? And some of these frogs are of darker complexion, right? Now, when you run into these frogs during the level, they do impede your progress. They start making rain happen, and that rain causes something to happen that's bad to you, right? Now, agree, these frogs are a hindrance to your progress, but every time they come on screen, Rouge makes it a point to point out the fact that they are black. She said some shit like, there are those black frogs again. Like, she makes it a point that you know they are black. Like, it's kind of a lot, honestly.
I heard about those black frogs being able to somehow kill cats. Why would those black frogs do this? Whoa, there's that black frog again.
But funnily enough, right, in that level, there are also some lighter green shaded frogs, right? Yet for some reason, Rouge doesn't point out the fact that they're green at all. She just calls them normal frogs. She calls them the regular frogs. She just says they're frogs. Now you may be thinking she just singling out the black frogs because they're being antagonistic to Team Dark. It's only because the black frogs are Team Dark's ops, which that'd be a fine thought until you get later into the level and you see this big ass alligator start chasing through the jungle. This alligator's trying to eat you, which arguably I think is more antagonistic than some frogs causing some rain. Yet suspiciously, there is no comment from Rouge whatsoever about the race of the alligator because again, the alligator, he's green. He's fine. He's not one of them black frogs, you know. He's just an alligator. He just do what alligators do. Now combine her racially charged comments with the fact that she's a very sultry and seductive person, as shown by her many rendezvous with Knuckles, and the fact that she calls Sonic Big Blue. And I feel like low-key, Rouge might be a fetishizer. Hey, now before you type your comment, to be fair to Rouge, I don't think she gonna take it that seriously if she is one, right? I feel like it might be on some Stacy's mom type shit. Just the fucking little flirting here, a little teasing there. But I don't think it'd be that serious because while Rouge doesn't care for many people, the people she does care for, she would sacrifice the world for. She would do whatever. And you being their child, I think Rouge would love you a lot. And I don't see a world where Rouge would try to do anything to hurt you, like seriously, right? It would all just be minor flirting. Although she might get a little too into that flirting, if you feel me, for the wrong reason. Omega don't give a fuck about your partner's race. He's a dark-skinned robotic killing machine hell-bent on destroying anything Eggman related, okay? That's his prime directive. Now, if this list was how would Omega react to you bringing home an Eggman robot, oh my god, he would be the worst one. He would easily be the worst one. This boy does not care about Eggman robots. Omega is very prone to using anti-Eggman robot slurs, such as calling them worthless consumer models, which just feels like hate speech, right? But human partners? Bro, Omega doesn't care. Omega does not care what kind of human partner you bring home, just as long as they are ready to mag dump on any and all Eggman robots. Alright, time for one of the most involved characters of this list, Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, unlike most characters who really have one set personality, Shadow is a very dynamic character whose personality changes and evolves throughout the game. So I feel like just trying to rank Shadow as one character would not do him justice, right? So that's why I split it up based on his arcs, and we're gonna go through that right now. Shadow the Hedgehog is an Afro-Latino man. Let's just get that set in stone. This is 100% facts. And if you want my evidence, you can either wait for my YouTube video on the Sonic character races, or you can go to my TikTok and Instagram and check out my Sonic character races series that I got on there, right? But if you want the super duper spark notes, Shadow was raised in a Latino household with Maria Robotnik, who's essentially his sister. And one of his daddies, Black Doom, is a Hotep alien. Yet despite this multicultural upbringing, Shadow is a hateful man, okay? Because Black Doom, his Hotep daddy, abandoned him. He abandoned Shadow the Hedgehog as a kid, leaving Shadow to be raised by his German soldier granddad, Gerald Robotnik. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about that later. Just hold that thought, okay? Dr. Gerald poisoned Shadow's mind with hateful rhetoric, which at first was kept at bay due to Maria's kind heart. But after the raid on the Space Colony arc, where Shadow's one tether to goodness was murdered, all that hatred boiled. Shadow could not believe what happened. The raid on the Space Colony arc happened because Shadow was the creation of Black Doom, and Shadow internalized all that hatred for his father, seeing that it caused the death of his best friend, as a hatred of black people as a whole. Shadow cannot stand black people. He hates them. All he's thinking about is what Dr. Gerald told him about black people, right? So yeah, all that hatred, all that teaching from Gerald Robotnik culminated into Shadow having immense internalized racism and an extreme hatred for black people. In my mind, I can see Shadow at the beginning of Sonic Adventure 2 to be like an Uncle Ruckus type person, right? He hates all black people, he thinks they don't deserve anything, and he probably thinks that he has revitiligo, right? He only identifies as a Latino. He does not see himself as black in any way, shape, or form. As for how Shadow will react to you bringing home a black partner, you're not bringing home that black partner. He's grabbing the 9mm and airing them out before they can even step onto the driveway, bro. Shadow does not want to see any of those black people near him. Oh my God, he hates black people. He hates black people so much at the start of Adventure 2. As Shadow's story progresses throughout the games, we start to see him go through a character arc as he unlearns all the hateful rhetoric from Dr. Gerald, right? With the conversation that Shadow has with Amy aboard the Ark being the catalyst, he is reminded of Maria Robotnik and how she loved everybody on Earth. She had love for every single person, including Shadow, who himself is an Afro-Latino man. Shadow then begins to embody that same love that Maria had for all people, and he starts to correct his ways. He fights to save Earth. He even sacrifices his own life to protect the people of Earth, including millions, billions of black people. And while that sacrifice is great, we truly see the culmination of Shadow's growth in the game Shadow the Hedgehog, which from this point on, I'll be calling Shadow 05 just to avoid confusion with the character itself. During Shadow 05, Shadow is haunted by the ghosts of his past, both figuratively and literally, as Black Doom, after 50 years seeing Shadow as the big motherfucker he is, has come to return, invade Earth, and finally claim Shadow as his son, right? And while Shadow is initially conflicted,
I'm Shadow, the Hedgehog. I was created to bring order and justice to the humans. With the power of these emeralds, I'm going to destroy this damn planet. This is who I am.
very, very conflicted.
I am Shadow Android, the ultimate battle lifeform created by Eggman. You may have created me, Doctor, but I will now lead this empire and androids will rule. This is who I am.
Eggman, target acquired. Locked and loaded, fire.
What? Goodbye, Doctor.
He ultimately recognizes that even though Black Doom, his father, is a black man who is bad, that does not mean that all black people are bad. And with this revelation, Shadow no longer has to be ashamed of himself. He can see all of him. He can walk into his mystery, and he can finally tell himself that I am all of me. And if you were to bring home a black partner, Shadow would be so chill. Oh my God, he would be so chill. Not only would Shadow be elated at the fact that you found your own happiness, Shadow would feel pride in himself that he actually overcome his hatred and that he did not continue the generational curse. He did not pass on that trauma to you. You grew up healthy and were able to make your own choices. So Shadow, post Shadow 05, chill as hell. Shadow and Sonic 06 not care about any of this. That nigga has a job. Ambivalent. Vector, our fourth black man on the list. A single father who is constantly broke because he is donating all of his money to charity. And you think this man would not be chill as fuck? Come on. Vector already got a son. He already got a black son. He is raising Charmy Bee. So why do you think Vector would feel any kind of way that you bring home a black person? What? No, Vector gon' love him. He gon' love him. He might ask your partner if they're trying to come into the studio to record some heat. Don't let them in that studio. Vector's music is trash. That nigga is not making out the hood. Charmy Bee, the embodiment of don't let him drink soda, he'll get too hyper. Which actually, fun fact about Charmy, right? His name is just Charmy Bee. There is no the in between, it's just Charmy Bee, which implies that B is his last name, which is a crazy coincidence, right? That'd be like if a nigga's name was John Human, or if my name was Azeem Goat.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But yeah, Charmy, he's the annoying little ass cuz at the cookout, right? But as an adult, as a parent, I think he probably mellow out, because I used to be the annoying ass kid at the cookout, right? And now I function in society, right? But yeah, no, I don't see any reason why Charmy would not be chill, right? He's raised by Vector, no way he wouldn't be chill. Easy chill as fuck. The nonchalant dreadhead of the group, Espio is a disciplined ninja part of the chaotic detective agency. While being very slow to forgive and sometimes even wrathful, he mostly shares the same sentiment as Charmy and Vector's. On top of that, he's a Blasian man, and I feel like that mix, that heritage would make him only more accepting of you bring home a black partner. Super easy chill ranking. Hey, are y'all still holding on that thought from earlier? Leaving Shadow to be raised by his German soldier granddad, Gerald Robotnik. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about that later. Just hold that thought, okay? Oh, you are? Oh, perfect. Hey, it's okay now. You can put it down now because I need you to lock in for this one, okay? Gerald Robotnik is a fucking German soldier. Oh my god. Hey, just let me speak though, let me speak, because I promise you, by the end of the segment, you will believe me when I say that Gerald was Hitler's top guy. Dude, he was his OG. According to the official Sonic timeline, the creation of Shadow the Hedgehog and all the events that happened aboard the Ark happened about 50 years before the event of Shadow 05. And while we don't have an official statement on when Shadow 05 takes place, looking at the technology that guns using pretty modern weaponry, I think it's safe to say that Shadow 05 is a contemporary piece of work and takes place in 2005, which replaced the space colony Ark at about roughly 1955. Now, I don't know if y'all know, right, but this little low-key combat event, right, a little something called World War II, ended just 10 years before the space colony Ark. And if y'all don't know, the bad guys of World War II, you know, the German soldier, were German. And while I don't know the origin of the last name Robotnik, I don't know, it sounded pretty German to me. Or at the very least, some sort of Eastern European, right? Which would have definitely been incorporated into Germany during that time. Okay, I know what y'all thinking. Just because Gerald Robotnik has a German sounding last name and was a scientist around that time, around World War II, doesn't make him a German scientist. And that's fair. That is completely fair. But yo, real quick, could any of y'all tell me what Gerald's life work was? Oh, creating the ultimate life form, you say? Huh, that is really familiar. I wonder who else was concerned with making the ultimate life form. The Ubermensch, if you would. That's right, the fucking German soldier. Oh, Azeem, if Gerald's trying to make the ultimate life form, why is Shadow black? If he was a
German soldier,
why would Shadow be black? Oh, I am so glad you asked. Let's dissect that. So while yes, the
German soldier
did believe that black people were inferior to white people intellectually, physically wise, a lot of races hold the mentality that black people are naturally physically stronger, right? So when Black Doom came along talking about, yo, I'ma give you these black genes, boy, come take this black dick, Gerald took that shit with open arms. He's like, yes, Black Doom, daddy, give me those genes. I'm trying to make my ultimate life form and he needs a physical, strong black body. Now look, I'm not saying that Dr. Gerald Robotnik and Black Doom had old man Emperor Yowie to create Shadow the Hedgehog, but I'm also not saying that. You feel me? You feel me? Anyways, moving on from that uncomfortable thought, if you open your textbooks to page 69, we're gonna talk about the Nuremberg trials. Now, for y'all to know, the Nuremberg trials happened immediately after World War II, where a bunch of German soldiers were tried and executed for their crimes. And it is speculated that many Nazi soldiers fled to Latin America to avoid persecution. And funny enough, Gerald has a granddaughter named Maria, a historically Latina name. And if I have not convinced you yet, this piece of evidence will be the final nail in the coffin. Let's look to the real life US of A. Now, the United States of America, being the paragons of justice they are, were very keen on poaching a bunch of German scientists after the end of World War II to make them work on clandestine research like the space race and more super weapons. And while the US doesn't exist in the Sonic world, the United Federation of Nations seem pretty analogous to the fucking United States of America. And would you look at that, the United Federations also employed Gerald Robotnik to lead a Black Ops research project. Ha! All this to say that Dr. Gerald Robotnik is a eugenicist Nazi scientist who believes in creating the master hedgehog race. After his OG Hitler was out the picture, Gerald Robotnik fled to Latin America with his adult child, and that child had another child, which would then become the granddaughter, Maria Robotnik. Gerald is then found by the United Federation of Nations, and they tell him, look, we know your granddaughter got space saved. We know you German soldier, but if you do some clandestine research for us, if you lead our bioweapon projects, we will protect you, your daughter, and you can continue to create the Uber Hedgehog. Being offered the deal of his lifetime, Gerald obviously accepts and goes upon the space colony Ark. Then upon the space colony Ark, he meets his lover Black Doom, who then hits it and quits it, resulting in Shadow the Hedgehog. But because Black Doom abandoned Gerald, this only increased his hatred for black people, cementing him as one of the most racist characters in Sonic history. Gerald hates black people. You're not bringing a black partner to this household. Click shotgun rank easily. Government name Abraham Towers, which is high-key too tough of a name for this bitch-ass motherfucker. Oh my god, is he racist? Ooh-wee, is he racist? This man was also aboard the space colony Ark. He also knew Maria. He was in fact Maria's cousin. Hold it! Hey guys, editor Azeem here. I'm actually a goddamn liar. Abraham Towers is not Maria's cousin. I thought they were cousins because they were both present on the Ark, but in fact, it turns out they were just two random kids who just so happened to be on the space colony Ark. Honestly, looking back at it, seeing that they have different last names, I probably should have pieced it together, but I don't know. Maybe, female sister, aunt, family tree bullshit. I don't know. Cut me some slack, nigga. I record that at 3 a.m. Cut me some fucking slack. Anyways, back to the video. And he was there during the raid, to my knowledge, and he saw those gun soldiers air out his cousin, turn her into Swiss cheese. Yet for some bizarre reason, he ends up blaming Shadow for Maria's death. Shadow, the black man, the Afro-Latino man. Actually, yo, it's worse than that, because not only does he see Gun kill his cousin, blame Shadow for it wrongly, he then becomes the commander, the chief of Gun. And when Black Arms invade the planet, his first order is to kill Shadow. He tells his soldiers to shoot Shadow on sight. And at the start of the game, Shadow was completely unarmed. He has not done a single crime, yet he tells his soldiers to shoot them on sight. Oh my god, if this isn't the most all lives matter motherfucker on the go, I don't know who is, bro. Fuck Abraham Towers. Whew. Okay, now with that all being said, I don't think he is as bad as Gerald Robotnik. At the end of the game, after Shadow saves the entire planet in Shadow 05, he recognized that he was wrong about Shadow, that Shadow was actually a good person. And he tells the entire government that, yo, Shadow is a good guy. Now, whether or not he truly redeems himself or he just thinks that Shadow is one of the good ones is up for debate, right? But matter of fact is that he does see Shadow as a good person, but he did start off with that negative disposition, which makes me feel like he probably have a negative disposition towards the black part that you bring home. But again, because of that last minute heel turn, I think I want to rank him higher than his racist ass granddaddy. So we're putting him in straight up dislike. Black Doom is happy. Black Doom is excited. Black Doom is overjoyed. Oh my god. This nigga is singing Kumbaya over the fact that his child was not infected with the Yakubian mind virus. As the creator Fiction Is Not Real said, Black Doom is a hotep. This motherfucker wears a dashiki, gold chains, and it's all about black arms supremacy. Like, oh my god, bro. He is such a racist ass caricature. Upon seeing you bring home a black partner, Black Doom's probably gonna give him a copy of the 48 Laws of Power or invite him to go see the next Dr. Umar lecture. Oh my god, he loves his black partner. He is so into it. He is so happy. It is actually scary. Maria doesn't live past 12. This is a moot point. I'm kidding. Put your pitchforks down, y'all. Okay, let's say hypothetically, Maria did live past the age of 12. She survived the arc and became an adult, right? If she were to be a parent, she'd easily be chill as fuck. Like I said, she is the only reason why Shadow wasn't racist at first, and the reason why Shadow has a redemption arc. So of course, she's gonna be so chill. She loves everyone on Earth. She loves all people, black people included. I don't see a single problem with her you bringing a black partner to her. No problem at all. Silver, my goat, my king, and the adorable nerdy white guy of the Sonic franchise. Being one of the few token whites of the series, Silver lives up to the nerdy stereotype 100%. Now at first, I think Silver would be really awkward around black people. And that's not because he's unlikable or he's scared of them, but for the fact that he probably never interacted with a black person. Up until Silver Time Traveler, he probably never even seen a black person. And if you want to count 06, the darkest person he probably knew was Blaze, right? An Indian woman. That's the darkest person he knew. Again, if you want to go for 06, the first black person Silver meets is Mephiles, the actual literal devil. And then he proceeds to show Silver his second black person, Sonic the Hedgehog, and tells him that this black man is responsible for your hellish future and you have to kill that motherfucker now. At the end of the game, Silver recognizes that Sonic isn't actually Iblis Trigger, right? And he doesn't, he doesn't stay hating on Sonic. Now, with all that being said, I do think it would be a little rough to bring your black partner home to Silver at first. While Silver doesn't stay hating, he probably, he's an awkward guy. He doesn't talk to many black people. But don't worry, it's not gonna stay awkward for long because all your partner needs to do is mention Dragon Ball Z around Silver. That's all they need to do. Deadass. Dragon Ball Z is Silver's special interest, and the minute you bring up anything about Dragon Ball Z, tension instantly gone. And oh my god, don't get me started on Trunks, right? If you bring up Trunks in Silver's presence, he's gonna yap about Trunks all day. Trunks is Silver's idol. Silver modeled his whole life around Trunks. He loves Trunks. So if your partner brings up Trunks or Dragon Ball Z in general, best know that Silver's gonna love him, right? That's all it's gonna take. So because of that, I'm placing Silver in initially awkward, but no lasting friction. Oh, my beautiful Soul Dimension princess. Blaze, you can do no wrong in my eyes. Sega, please bring her back, bro. Please bring her back. I love Blaze. I love Blaze so much. I could glaze Blaze to the end of days. But let me talk about how she reacts to you bringing home a black partner. Chill as fuck. Super duper duper chill, okay? Blaze is not only super tolerant, super respectful of a lot of people, she's also the Soul Dimension princess. She's the princess of the entire dimension, and all her subjects love her. You don't get that kind of love by being racist. You don't get that kind of love by being hateful. Blaze is loved and she loves everybody. But that's not to say that Blaze will go easy on your partner. Because if you're gonna date the child of Princess Blaze, or actually, nay, Queen Blaze, you gotta come correct. You gotta be proper, prim, and a dope ass motherfucker. But recognize, your race not gonna be your problem. She gonna accept you with open arms in that regard. So bringing home a black part of the Blaze, not a problem. But you know who is gonna discriminate? This motherfucker right here. He hates black people. He hates them, bro. Like, first of all, he calls himself Nega. He calls himself Eggman Nega despite being the whitest of white men. He don't give a fuck. He loves to piss people off. Like, if it got leaked that Eggman Nega hangs out with Ghetto and FaceTimes Frieza on the weekends on how to be more racist, I would not be surprised at all. This man is a hard R warrior. He spammed the hard R just to piss everyone off around him. Easy placement. Okay, before I go any further, I want to issue a preemptive apology to my friend Beelzebella, aka BZ. Mephiles is their favorite character and they love them to death. And I'm sorry. Now with that being said, you are asking me if Mephiles the Dark, a few letters away from Mephistopheles, the master devil of illusion, would like black people. Be fucking for real. Be so fucking for real. Now, unlike someone like Gerald Robotnik, it is not vitriolic hate that he has for black people. His hatred is a lot more sinister than that. Mephiles, after being trapped in the Scepter of Darkness for 15 years, finally gets released. And after being freed from his prison, the first thing this man does is blackface. He literally steals the visage of Shadow the Hedgehog. He then not only proceeds to commit crimes while pretending to be Shadow the Hedgehog, he then goes to the future, finds Silver, and lies on Sonic's name, another black man, and tells Silver that this black man is the reason why your world is in ashes, and you need to go kill that black man now. Mephiles is the CIA of the Sonic Hedgehog universe. If you brought home a black partner to Mephiles, he wouldn't say nothing out loud, but he would immediately devise a scheme to make your partner look like a cheater, even though they're innocent, and then get you to break up with them. Mephiles' racism is unique and insidious, and because of that, I am creating a new tier right now called the Ronald Reagan tier. And I think this tier name is uniquely appropriate because, like Huey Freeman said, Ronald Wilson Reagan, each of his names have 6 letters in them. 666, the mark of the beast, Mephistopheles, like, do you not see the connection? It makes too much sense. Jet the Hawk is too obsessed with racing to even be concerned about the race of your partner. All this man cares about is extreme gears and heists. Those are his only 2 concerns. And if you were to bring home a black partner, he might try to insinuate that they're really fast or just think that they're naturally a good thief, but that's not come from a place of hatred, okay? That come from a place of hatred. Jet the Hawk just got a little bit of the tism and he's trying his best to bond with your partner. Being a Middle Eastern hijabi, Wave has seen her fair share of discrimination, and she's not gonna hate on your partner based on the color of their skin. Now, she might hate on them for being stupid, short, slow, ugly, broke, untalented, or unable to dress, but on the basis of race, she not gonna hate. Ambivalent. Man, Storm don't be thinking for himself. He is a loyal ass nigga to a fault. He just does whatever Jet tells him to do. And if you brought home a black partner, he'd probably call up Jet immediately and ask him what to do, and then Jet would tell him exactly what Jet's thinking. Oh, is he good at racing? Is he good at robbery? And it's gonna be the same thing with Storm. Oh my god, I don't care. I don't fucking care about the Deadly Six. The only reason why I fucking put them on this goddamn list is because if I didn't, I know motherfuckers would have been like, oh, where's the Deadly Six? Where's the Deadly Six? I don't like them. I hate the Deadly Six. They're so fucking boring. They are such one-dimensional villains. Every single Deadly Six is just evil plus one other adjective. Like, that's all they are. They're so boring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna describe their one character trait and then place them in a slot. That's all they get. Evil and leader, dislike. Evil and vain, microaggression city. Evil and crazy, hard R merchant. Evil and big back, ambivalent. Evil and miserable, hard R merchant. Evil and old, microaggression city. Oh man, I am so glad that we are done with that slog of a character group. I cannot stand them. Tikal, chill as fuck. Once again, another black character. Afro-Indigenous action. Tikal is all about peace, love, and coexistence. I don't see any single reason why she would be weirded out by you bringing home a black partner. Now for the chief, it really depends on what the ethnicity of your partner is, right? It's not enough for them to be black, right? Because if your partner is Knuckles Clan, oh, instantly welcome to the family. Oh my god, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. We're gonna make food, we're gonna celebrate. This is a glorious day. But if your partner is not from Knuckles Clan, or God forbid a rival clan, get the fuck off my island, bro. Get the fuck off of Angel Island, bitch ass nigga. Don't you step foot near my daughter. Don't you step foot near Tikal. So yeah, depending on the ethnicity of your partner, they're either instantly welcome to the family, or Pachacamac is instantly reaching for the 12 gauge. Actually, I guess it'd be a spear in this case. So, I'm just gonna put him here. I'm gonna just split the difference. He's going right there. Chaos is a glass of water. Why are we asking this question? Like, I don't even know if they're biologically capable of having children, right? What are we doing? But let's just say, sake of the argument, you were adopted by Chaos. They do not care. Bro, they are agua, H2O, liquidity. This nigga's the drink. They don't care what your partner's race is. Their only concern is protecting the child. So as long as your partner isn't out here abusing the child in the child garden or on his fuck shit like Chief Pachacamac, they're fine. Ambivalent. Despite my disdain for Sonic Chronicles, I love Shay's design so much. Shay is such a cool looking character. But I will not be ranking her today. I will not be ranking her, and that's for two reasons. Number one, the last time that I actually played through Sonic Chronicles was when I was 12 and I broke my nose. So my memories are a little foggy. So I don't even think I can even accurately speak on Shade. And two, I'm pretty sure that she is Ken Pender's property, and I refuse to touch anything Ken Pender's with a 10-foot pole. Keep that evil juju away from me. So you know what I'm gonna do? To all the Shay Meat Brothers out there, you know, all three of y'all, get in y'all group chat and discuss where you think Shay should be placed on this list, and I'll agree with y'all. But I'm not touching that shit. Metal is probably my favorite of all the Sonic clones. He's cold, effective, a D1 aura farm. All of the reasons why I love Metal are the same reasons why I feel like he probably wouldn't care. Metal's only concerns are being better than Sonic and following Dr. Eggman's order. Although now that I think about it, Eggman did program Metal to be the perfect copy of Sonic. so there's a good chance he might hold similar worldviews. Also, while writing this, I just realized that the thought of Eggman creating a robotic light skin to defeat Sonic is fucking bonkers, dude. Like, that shit's so insane. Like, there's an image I saw on Twitter, a drawing of Eggman buffering out Metal's waves, right? Giving Metal waves, and that's 100% canon. I'll put the image up on screen. That shit is so funny to me, and that's 100% canon. But yeah, considering those two angles, I'm gonna just split the difference and say that it'd be initially awkward, but no lasting friction. Because, I mean, have you seen Metal? It'd be kind of hard to have a conversation with that nigga. He don't got a mouth. Oh, but if he did have a mouth, he would be talking crazy. Look, I don't know what it is about the Master Emerald, but the minute that Metal gets his hands on some chaos energy, he starts tweaking. Loadsome copy this, inferior life forms that. Metal starts looking like everyone is lesser, bro. That shit's crazy. When Metal becomes Neo, I think that he hates everyone equally. However, I'ma still put him in the straight up dislike. Because while he isn't gonna be like straight up hating black people, I feel like he would say nigga in a Mario Judah kind of way, if you catch my drift.
So explain this. This is one question I got for you. When you say nigga, a lot of people are assuming, nigga! That's gotta be racist. There's no way. I'm gonna just keep it real. There's no way that is like of our culture.
Cubot is a dumb robot, and I think he'd be in Microaggression City, but only because he's genuinely ignorant. Like, he automatically assumed your partner loves basketball, or he'd ask where they're really from. And while it is coming from a place of ignorance and not malice, it still is a microaggression. Orbot's microaggressions, on the other hand, come from a place of malice. He would ask the exact same question as Cubot, but there would be a tinge of hatred behind it. Like, he knows exactly what he's doing when he asks those questions. Microaggressions. I like Infinite. I like Infinite a lot, okay? He's so cool, dude. He has the same voice actor as Gara, dope-ass reality warping powers, and a sick-ass mask. Like, he had the potential to be the true villain version of Silver. But unfortunately, he is a bum. Oh my god, Infinite is so fraudulent. He got his ass beat by Shadow one time, got called a bum by Shadow one time, and then decided to hold on to that grudge forever. Oh my god, he's such a crybaby bitch. I just know that after Shadow rocked his shit, Infinite cried all the way home, immediately hopped on 4chan, rested piss, and ranted about black people, because that's all he does. All he does is complain and moan and bitch. He is a certified hard R merchant, but he's also a jobber who is terrified of getting his ass beat. And if you brought home a black partner, Infinite would definitely call them the hard R. But only under their breath and 6 hours after your partner left, because again, he's fraudulent. White woman, literally a rabbit, and is dating a black man? Bro, the Snow Bunny jokes literally write themselves. Except they don't, because Vanilla is not a snow bunny. Sit down, y'all. I'm about to give y'all a lesson in English. Snow bunny, noun, a white woman who specifically fetishizes black men. Not a white woman in a healthy relationship with a black man. Not a white woman who is seductive. A white woman who fetishizes black men. Those are the two operating words. Fetishizing and black men. I guess that's 3, but shut the fuck up. Okay. Now that we have our definition, let's go back to Vanilla. Vanilla is not a snow bunny. She is super respectful of black culture. She understands who she is, a white woman. She understands the optics, but she never, ever, ever fetishizes them. That's not what she's doing. She's super respectful. She's super caring. She sees people for who they are. She's not a snow bunny. She's not like that. And if you brought home a black partner, she'd be chill as fuck. She is the one white woman that has a permanent invite to the cookout. Part of me wants to say that Fang the Sniper is racist, right? And that's just off of pure optics, right? Like, he has the gun, he has the hat. It gives off a certain vibe, right? But upon further diving, I don't think that's the case, right? Because first of all, he's a criminal. And that's not to say that criminals can't be racist. I mean, shit, we got a whole clan full of racist criminals, right? But what I'm saying is that Fang is a smart guy, right? And he already is ostracized by the law, right? Like, he is an outlaw. That means most people are already gonna see him in a negative disposition. So I don't think he'd be the type of guy to willingly reduce his allies further just off of his prejudice, right? Secondly, the crew that he rolls with, being the Dynamite and Bark the polar bear, give me Vietnamese and Russian vibes respectively. And while, you know, that's not a group with black people in it, I still think that's diverse enough that I don't think if Fang was a racist, he'd be hanging out with them, right? I think that's too diverse of a group of racists to hang out with. So overall, I think that if you brought home your black partner to Fang, I think that he'd be chill with them, right? As long as that person is chill with doing crimes, as long as that person is dope with, you know, committing felonies, right? Then I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be chill as fuck. Kind of the same beat as Fang. I don't really think Bean is really worried about what the race of your hypothetical partner is, right? All Bean cares about is doing big boom booms and doing big heists, okay? But like I said earlier, Bean, he gives a Vietnamese vibes. I don't know, maybe it's the fact that he's a duck, maybe it's the handkerchief, I don't know. But you give the Vietnamese vibes. And in my personal experience, Vietnamese people are super duper accepting, right? They are super accepting of other people's culture, other types of people. So I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be chill as hell. Bark strikes me as the big silent Russian dude, you feel me? I don't think he really got a hateful bone in his body, but I also don't think he like to talk a lot, right? I think it's like keep on the low key. You don't really be saying too much, you know, keep it calm. Your partner might initially think that Bark doesn't like them because, you know, big ass white dude, not really talking to you, just kind of looking at you. Obviously, you'd be like, yo, do they not fuck with me? But over time, as your partner gets to know them, as they get to like bond and grow, they gonna find out that Bark is just a chill ass guy. Just a chill ass guy. Alright, time for some journeyman level Sonic knowledge, right? So Honey the Cat was originally supposed to be a character for Sonic the Fighters, but she was actually scrapped last minute from the OG roster. However, she was later added back in for the digital release on the Xbox Arcade. The reason why I'm giving y'all this background information on Honey is because that's all there is to talk about her. There is literally nothing to her character. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that she has a bland character. I mean that there is literally nothing. She has no personality. The most interesting thing about her is that she shares the same namesake and is essentially the persona version of Honey from Fighting Viper. Like, the only reason why I put Honey on this list is because both Bean and Bark make their appearance in Sonic the Fighters, and I thought I might as well add the only other original character of Sonic the Fighters in this list. But again, there is nothing to Honey, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make up my own headcanon with the few information we have and then give her a placement based on that. Being a Blasian woman in a nation ravaged by war, she faced a lot of adversity, okay? Honey saw a lot of bloodshed, a lot of problems in her life. However, ever the ambitious and career-driven woman, against all the odds, she became the CEO of the world's first fashion defense company, selling combat dresses that are both dainty and deadly. Being the diplomatic mogul that she is, while never forgetting her roots, Honey would easily accept that your partner is black, okay? As she herself is both half black and wants her child to lead a happy life. Put that motherfucker in the chill as fuck rank. Y'all remember Sonic and the Black Knight? Oh my god, bro. I don't know about y'all, but that game was so gas to me, bro. Little kid me could not get enough, and genuinely, this game changed my life. I love Sonic and the Black Knight. But yeah, anyways, Caliburn, the mystical talking sword that Sonic wields. I don't think he really cared, right? I don't think Caliburn would really care about the race of your partner. The main thing that matters to Caliburn is if your partner acts in a chivalrous manner. If they are heroic, if they save people, if they act with honor and are a knightly soul, oh, Caliburn will love them. But if they a knave ass nigga, bro, they don't give a shit. They're not even gonna give them the time of day. But race plays no part into it because Sonic, in his eyes, went from knave to knight by showing his heroic acts. No problem there. Alright, I need y'all to stick with me when I explain this. King Arthur is racist in the same way that Gojo is racist. And what I mean by that is that I think King Arthur believes that having darker skin just makes you naturally stronger. This dude calls himself the Black Knight, and he's probably a white guy considering his name is Arthur. And if you look at his round table, 3 of his strongest knights, his top guy, are darker skinned. And 2 out of 3 of them are black people, bro. And if you include Sir Galahad and Sir Lamorak into the mix, that means 4 out of 5 of his knights are darker skinned, with the only white guy being Sir Galahad. So with all that being said, I think King Arthur would be pretty happy that your partner is black. He'd say some shit like, ah yes, you brought home a naturally gifted warrior. This one will be able to protect the heir to my kingdom. Like, fuck it, bro. He might even offer them a spot on the round table if your partner's actually strong. Like, King Arthur, he is way too happy. He sees that dark skin and he sees a new recruit. He sees a new knight of the round table. Way too into it. Also, side note, Blaze in this game is referred to as Sir Percival. They call Blaze Sir Percival in this game, which, low-key, Trans Mass Blaze? Y'all see the vision? Like, I don't know. I rock with it. I think that's kind of fire, but I don't know. What y'all think? What y'all think? Now, based off the character analysis of Mephiles, y'all might think that Sonic Man is the same way, right? Because he's also impersonating a hedgehog, a black hedgehog. However, whereas Mephiles was racist, I just think Sonic Man is batshit insane, dude. Sonic Man literally thinks he's Sonic because he meets the actual Sonic and thinks that motherfucker is a fan dressing up as him. He only gets knocked out of the delusion after Sonic gasses his ass in the race, bro. Like, he's just actually crazy. Another point to my argument, unlike Mephiles, who's actually doing blackface, I would akin Sonic Man's appearance to more of like an Obama mask or like a Donald Trump mask. Like, you're just wearing like a mask of someone who's famous. You're not necessarily doing blackface because you look at his design, he only has like the quills, right? He didn't paint his skin blue. He didn't put on no fucking Green Hill Zone accent. He just put on the mask. And for those reasons, I think that he's not a racist, right? Sonic Man is not a racist. As for how he reacts if you brought home a black partner, I think Sonic Man, regardless of if he still thinks he's Sonic or not, would emulate the morals of Sonic, right? He'd want to be like Sonic, and Sonic replaced him, chill as fuck. So Sonic Man, boom, same thing, chill as fuck. Bro, are y'all serious? The Wisps are so chill. They are so down for you to bring home a black partner. They love the black partner, bro. Oh my gosh. Not only were the Wisps themselves an oppressed group of people, but they are down for the revolution. After they were freed, right? After Sonic freed them at the end of Sonic Colors, some of the Wisps decided to stay here, stay on our planet to help fight the good fight, to help fight against injustice. They joined the revolution against Eggman during Sonic Forces and the comics, bro. Like, the Wisps, they're so cool. They're so for the culture. They're so ready for you to bring home a black partner. Ain't no hate in any of the Wisps. Not even Drill, even though that nigga low-key look kinda, I don't know. I'll be so for real, I don't remember much of Sonic X. Like, I think the last time I actually fully watched it was when I was like 13. Like, it's been a minute. But I do remember Cosmo was a peacemaking ass plant, bro. Like, all she cared about was getting people to stop fighting, bro, all the time. So, boom, chill as fuck. She loves everybody, bro. She loves everybody. I think Chris Thorndyke would be pretty chill overall. Like, I think he'd be pretty chill. Like, yeah, he did call Sonic a cat when they first met, which is fucked up, right? That's messed up on you, Chris. However, cut the nigga some slack, bro. Chris was 8 when they first met, bro. He was 8 years old or something like that. Like, I just think it was just him being an ignorant little white boy, and I don't think that's indicative of his character, right? Because if you look at his rap sheet, his real-life human friend group, it's a somewhat diverse one. He has a black friend. He's friends with a couple women, right? And if you look at like the Sonic group, he's pretty much cool with all, right? He's cool with Sonic. He's cool with he's cool with Tails. And I don't think you can ingratiate yourself into that friend group if you were fundamentally a bad person. You were actually a real life racist. I don't think that they would rock with you like that. So yeah, despite the hate that he gets from the fans, I think that an adult Chris would have no problem with you bringing home a black partner, right? I don't see any reason why he would, because y'all remember when he was 8 years old, he showed Sonic a bunch of hospitality. He brought him in, he fed him, he was helping Sonic out from day one. So I don't see why he wouldn't show the black partner the same level of hospitality. I'll be so real with y'all. The Tails doll fucking frightened me, and I don't want to talk about his true intentions lest I invoke his wrath. Ambivalent. Now I know what you're thinking. Azeem, didn't you already rank Sonic? Why is he up here again? Is his classic iteration different than his modern version? Do they have different values? No, you are wrong. If you think this is classic Sonic, you have already fallen for his tricks. This is not classic Sonic. This is Santiago. Classic Sonic is cocky, fun-loving, and just a younger version of Sonic. Santiago, on the other hand, is an alternate dimension doppelganger here to spread discourse and bedlam. He got no sauce, he got no drip, he has no whimsy in his design at all, but what he lacks in redeemable qualities, he makes up for in pure and utter malice. Santiago wouldn't allow you to have a black partner because Santiago wouldn't even have kids in the first place. His sinister deeds and black heart have naturally rendered him impotent, and he is too preoccupied with his next plot to worsen the world to even think about adoption. If you see Santiago in person, do not believe his lies. He is an enemy of Christ. He is a demon of Babylon wearing the coat of the self-righteous. Click shotgun, boom. Fuck you, Santiago. Whew. And there is the list, y'all. I know. I'm missing some important and crucial characters, like Illumina from Imaginary World, or the fucking minimum wage worker from Sonic Boom. But I have a very good explanation on why they're missing. I just don't care enough, y'all. I don't fucking care, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. This script, like the notes that I have right now, just the notes, over 20 pages long. Over 20 pages, dog. And it's fucking 2:30 a.m. and I'm yelling about goddamn Sonic character. I'm tired. I am tired. I want to rest. I want to sleep. I'm not fucking doing this. Like, real talk, let's be practical about this. If I made a list of every Sonic character, we would actually be here all day. Like, I just don't want to do that, right? But if you want to give me your opinions on Marine the Rabbit or Dr. Starline, please feel free to do so. I will be reading every comment and I will be judging them, okay? Because again, I love this shit. I love this headcanon. And if you want to show me your own version of this list that I have prepared here, I also got the link to the tier maker in the description below. So again, share me that shit, bro. Post in Discord. I want to see how y'all differ from me. But yeah, no, for real, this is the end of the video, y'all. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like, this shit means a lot to me. You watch the end. Again, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you rock with this, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, the bell, all that stuff to stay updated on me. And most importantly, the word of today is pusillanimous. Pusillanimous. That's the word of the day. All right, bye-bye.